if you travel on your own parents' dime and like you call yourself a traveler or anything like that, I honestly hope you get fucking taken and sold into the sex trade. I really do. It's got to that point.
That's one of the strongest opinions you've given, Ryan.
That being said, I would like to distance myself from Ryan and his views on wishing anyone into the sex slave trade.
As much as I appreciate the darkness, I will also distance myself, but continue, Ryan.
Have you ever wondered what it's like to grow up in the 80s? NES sitcoms and where's the beef ladies? Then you need to listen in your car or at work. Now it's time for Keith is a Jerk.
What's going on, everybody? Welcome to another episode of Keith is a Jerk. Tonight I am joined by my co-host Ryan. What do you say, Ryan?
Hip hop hooray. Ho. Hey. Ho. Hey.
If we just leave him, how long will he do it for?
Indefinitely.
And then, of course, we also got the other co-host, Dave. What's going on, Dave?
Yeah.
Much better. I will fully admit that is my preference.
That's pedestrian. I'm better than that.
So this week, we're not really going to go with the topic. I think we're going to try the roundtable thing again. Just shit that's on our brain this week. I for one have a few things that I'd like to talk about, but I'll open the floor. Stuff that grinds my gears, things that twist my testicular sack, if you will. I'll put a little news radio thing behind it. Wicked. I don't know. My son graduated grade school this past little bit here, because I guess that's the time of year.
Is that like grade 8?
Yeah, grade 8. So he's going into high school next year.
Yeah.
And everybody's like, "Oh, did you cry?" I'm like, "No, fuck, what? No." Like, it's fucking grade 8. He has to pass. Like, that's not the achievable one, right? Like,
I've talked to teachers. You have no idea how hard it is to fail a grade 8 now. Like,
it's hard. In Canada. Just so you know, kids, you can't fail. Don't worry about it.
And plus, we all have memories of grade 8, and like we talked about the dances in grade 6, 7, and 8. Like,
absolutely.
That's fine. You know what he's doing right now. It's nothing really to cry about. He's upstairs humping his sock and getting C's in almost every class because they're going to send him to high school. So yeah, congrats, Keith. But
Cracker, I do the laundry. I know what he's doing to those socks. So yeah, I don't. Okay, so I'll throw this out to you guys then, because I'll explain it after I get your answers.
Okay.
How long was your grade 8 graduation ceremony? Do you remember?
Mine was, short.
Right.
I recently went to my nephews and my nieces. So long. They were like 2 hours, like,
oh my God,
intermission worthy shit. Like,
right.
Yeah.
Dave, do you remember?
Mine was like, it was like a late night, maybe an hour and a half. Like
at the most.
My school didn't really have any fucking sports, so there was no awards or anything like
Big
that.
Shocker.
So, yeah.
North Bay wasn't giving out an athlete's award.
Just awards for kids humping behind the school in the woods was pretty much the only
and where we come from too, most of the crowd has got resentment from the graduates. Like, right? Like, most of the family are just like, fucking Mr. Know-It-All up there getting his little diploma.
My dad yelling from the back, "You fucking better than me!" I'm just kidding. He wasn't there.
So how much is this going to cost me?
He's not there.
That's the best. I you know what? Knowing how much more I know of you now compared to when we did our live show,
right.
And like, I wish I could have just savored in more of the moment of like, because Keith actually put 2 tickets aside for his mom and dad to come see our comedy live show.
That is a good point. And I'll be 100%. I completely forgot that I did do that.
That was like you had a waiting for Guffman scene. You had fucking waiting for Guffman.
It did too, and we even left it wide. Oh my God, I forgot. Okay,
and we actually did
that story's worth talking about.
It is.
Okay, fuck it. There's no real path today.
I wish I could.
I'll kill the other one. Over 2.5 hours. That's how long my son's fucking just beyond ridiculous.
That's ridiculous. Like,
no one cared.
Was there like a speech for every award?
Not even just a speech. The teacher has to go up and give a speech about the kid. Then the kid goes up and like, the kid's not saying anything, but whatever. They got to stand.
This is literally for nobody besides maybe the principal to like stand there and suck
my
his own
son
dick.
was nominated for one, but I didn't. He didn't care. I didn't care. Like, I don't mean that to be rude.
Award? Was he nominated?
No, for art. And I'm like, but what's the point? You know what I mean? Like, so but like, no, but
it's
what
grade
I'm saying
8 art.
Is,
I mean, come on.
But that's what I'm saying, right? Like, I wanted to bring him down because he didn't win, and I was like, oh, I know how to fix this. I showed him like my Facebook, and I went through a bunch of my people that I know. I was like, hey, this person got that award. This person got that award. They're all pieces of shit. Don't worry about it. Like, it doesn't mean anything. Anyway, back to this story. Okay, so to set this up, when we were doing the sketches we decided to do a live show. It was amazing. One of my most favorite nights. Sold the place out. I don't remember exactly how many people it held, but it held a lot.
A couple hundred.
Yeah. No, I think we were closer to I think we sold over 400 tickets. It was 400, and then there was standing room only, and people were like, "Oh, I'll stand." And I was like, and that was a long show, so good on you.
Yeah, that did have an intermission.
Yeah, we gave them an intermission. Anyway, so Dave is correct.
Actually, any skits I was in was the intermission.
That's right. It did become a joke amongst Dave and I and everybody else in the group, let's set 2 tickets aside for my parents. And I did tell them that I'm doing a live show. It would be great if you could come see.
Wrote all the skits, directed all the videos, wrote songs.
In the sketch, to the point where I tell my dad, hey, it would be fun if you came out because there's a sketch that I could use you in.
That's you won't know about
it.
Totally forgot about
that. It'll be funny. It'll be funny if you don't know anything about this. It'll just be a gag, right? At this point, I'm still trying to keep a relationship going and try to make fun. No show. No nothing. No call. Just the show starts. I walk out, fucking beep, 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 boo, boo, boo. 2 empty seats up front. Here they aren't. You know what I mean? I was like, oh, God damn it. God damn it. Tried to do the monologue anyway, so then we ended up. What do we do? I just picked a random fucking person. I picked one of April's friends.
One of April's friends, yeah, I think. And we all, but I think all of us, we'd all laughed to the point where we actually called him out in the show. Keith, your parents are here, right?
I think you did. Oh, God, Dad! Why don't you love me?
Just as a quick amendment to that, for Keith's birthday, we had a roast for him at a venue, which was dope. And it was great, but I was so mad because Dave beat me to the parent joke. Or I didn't think of the parent. He was like, great to see Keith's parents here as usual. Just look around, silence. And I'm like, God damn you, why didn't I think of that? I was so fucking mad.
Sort of feeling like a Keith roast again.
Yeah, I actually forgot everything I wrote for Keith's roast. So if you could recall more of those jokes, because I literally threw out the notes. I wrote them 5 minutes before I went on and threw them out the moment I got off stage.
That's what friendship means to Dave.
But that's the problem with going to a roast, right? You've got to be thinking on your feet. I did it the first second. I didn't know it was happening. It was a surprise
roast too. Keith didn't know it was going to happen.
So I couldn't enjoy the first 15 minutes because I'm looking at everybody in the crowd. I'm like, I'm going to say this shit about you. I'm going to say this shit about you. Fuck you, fuck you, fuck you. You're getting it too.
I don't even know this waitress, but I got shit for her.
I'm going to call her wonk tits out on stage. So anyway, the graduation thing was crazy. I don't know if I've ever mentioned that my parents were pretty absentee on this podcast before, but no show.
The topic this week is breaking new ground, everybody.
Yeah, exactly. What else did I want to bring up? I want to bring up, we just had Canada Day, and I've got a few American friends, and they were like, oh, hey, happy Canada Day. And they were like, what do you guys do? Just celebrate your manners and being nice? And I was like, I don't know if we are. I've been other places, and I've always found that people are friendly, but maybe it's because I'm a friendly person. Do you guys find that when you travel places? Are people just assholes? I have met assholes. I went to New Jersey, and those were the worst people I've ever met in my entire life. Yeah. And I thought at first it was just 1 or 2, and I was like, every single one of you can fuck yourselves. I was like, I do not care for any of you.
I think it's just because those are our neighbors. You know what I mean? You seem like the sweet guy when you sit next to the asshole.
I don't know, man. It's a little more finite from that. I go from town to town, and I find each person's a little bit different. When you play hockey or whatnot,
absolutely.
Right. Everybody's mostly. I'm to a point now too where I'm getting a point, and I'm getting comfortable with it in my life, realizing that I'm the asshole. And so,
right
when I show up,
and bump into Dave on the street and be like, "Oh, that guy's from fucking Jersey for sure."
Yeah, but I don't have much time for people, and I don't enjoy talking or socializing or being involved with family. So anybody who approaches me on the street, I avoid eye contact and I try not to talk.
I would like to point out at this time that Ryan and I are in my house and Dave is alone in his. He does not sit in the same room with us.
Podcast dungeon.
I like to set up my computer in a dark corner of my basement, and all I hear,
got a big, huge house. It's not necessary to put it in the corner.
Derek made the drive from Burlington once to be here. Bob is here infrequently.
That's amazing.
I once left my work in Barrie to drive to Midland to do it.
Drove past Keith's house. Beat the horn on the way by. Fuck you.
Stopped by to pick up a new cable, then went to his house to record.
Yeah. But amazing. To be honest with you, that's not a social thing. That's just me drinking alone thing.
Right, fair, yeah.
Hate to get in the way.
But no, I'm with you. I'm with you. I think there is, like, I think it's just all geographical. It doesn't really, like, there's no border in it or anything like that. I
think people are inherently nice. And then, you know, just like, it doesn't matter. You're an asshole wherever, you know, I mean, there are assholes wherever you go. There are good people wherever you go. I'm sure somewhere in Jersey there are good people. I just did not meet them. You know?
Well, they're the ones that bury the bodies and don't say anything.
Fair enough. But even in Toronto, because, you know, like I used to walk to work every day, and this is why this was the first story I thought of when he was like, oh, everybody's so polite. I was like, sort of. I was like I found like one time I was walking and it was icy, and there was a guy going by me, and we both just kind of hit a really icy patch at the same time. Okay. Bumped into each other, and both of our things were like to go, oh, sorry. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? And then as we both said sorry, he put out his hand, and I put out my, like, both of us just kind of that thing where you're like, I was trying to more like make sure he didn't fall. He was making sure I didn't fall. And I was like, wow, this is amazing. Like, this is, yeah, maybe it is Canada. Maybe we just take care of each other. As we're doing that, I accidentally bump another guy, like, just on his hand. Not even anything. Like, you know, I wish I could demonstrate this. Hold up your hand. That's how much I affected this man. Like a tiny tap on his finger. And he's like, hey. And I was like, oh, shit. And as I'm like, oh, sorry. He goes, you can go fuck yourself, sir. And I was like, you can avoid the pleasantries of sir if you're going to tell me to go fuck myself.
I don't know.
That is not necessary to throw that in the end.
Sir is your father's name, you assume.
But I was like, what the hell just happened? And even the other guy's like, what just...
It would have been amazing if the two guys who just bumped into each other beat the fuck out of the guy who just like...
I think in our heads it was like a split second. Like, I was like, what the hell? Like that, it was just... And he just turns and just storms off.
I don't know. I think you debunked your own story there, Keith, because that sounds quite polite to me. Like, I'm still showing you respect by calling you sir, but you can go fuck yourself.
But it was so weird. I was like, it was so weird that he had the manners at the end, but just so belligerent with his go fuck yourself, and it was harsh.
Yeah.
Like, it was in my eyes, you know? Like, he was like, he looked in my eyes. I think I felt a little spit, you know what I mean? I was like, holy Jesus Christ. But so crazy, I literally didn't even know how to react.
No, I'd stand there with my jaw. Like,
I was
just
like...
just fucking happen?
I was like, what? I was like, I don't know. Maybe that was his move. Like, maybe he was like, I'm going to tell him to go fuck himself, but I'm going to call him sir at the end. So that way I don't have to get into a physical fight. I can get away while he's processing all this.
He's actually inviting you to go fuck yourself, so you'll think about it.
And I think I did. I think I appreciated the sir at the end of it all.
Oh, I thought you went and fucked yourself.
Always. I was on my way to work, so yeah.
I don't know. I think you debunked it there. I think Canadians will always, like, even like, I imagine if I were to commit a murder and have to stab someone like in the ribs, I'd be like, sorry.
Right.
Sorry about that.
Well, I used to put this to the test when Derek and I wish Derek was here tonight, couldn't make it.
Sorry.
Because he loves his family.
You
sorry
know what's
about
so
that,
funny about that is that Derek probably didn't say sorry.
The most polite man in the world didn't say sorry.
He's too broken.
Oh God, I wish Derek was here for this. He's got a weird thing. I love Derek, and it's crazy. Like, sometimes I admire like his threshold for things, you know what I mean? I'm like, wow, like I should be more like Derek sometimes. Like, you know, he'll listen to people give him shit, and he'll just be like, all right, well, let's, you know, and he figures things out. And so I'm like, wow, good for you, man. I probably would have punched this person in the face by now. But Derek has this one crazy fucking thing, and the next time he's on, we can ask him about it.
Okay.
If you're walking on the street in Toronto, it's busy. It is busy. Yep. And it's a crosswalk, and the car is even half an inch over the line, he will punch your fucking car. He is a maniac when it comes to it. He will look you in the eye in your car and punch your hood. And this is like not Derek at all. It's the funniest thing.
It's like they flipped the switch.
Right. Yeah, it's so weird. He just has this
He's like the sleeper agent that just gets activated by a car horn.
He just gives and takes so much shit, and then it's just like, that line is mine. That's the one.
I have a feeling that a car just barely over the crosswalk fucked his mom, and his dad and him saw it. You know what I mean? Like, and that's why he just can't tolerate it.
Have you ever seen him like just get nudged a little bit by a car? Or is it just in his space?
I have seen him, and he loses it even more, which is crazy because I've never been nudged. You know what I mean? Like, that's never happened to me. But I've seen him where he just like, what? And just will lose it. It's great. We'll bring it up next time. It's fantastic.
My Canada Day memories mostly stem from just drunk idiots at, like, we always ended up playing shows, music shows or whatnot every Canada Day. And it was always, for any musician, like, it's, unless you're playing a really nice spot with, like, where they do fireworks and whatnot, which I've had the fortune to do, like, if I'm at Horseshoe Valley, but, like, when you're playing downtown and it's mostly just an extra day of college kids drinking, is just the worst. It doesn't make you feel very Canadian.
Oh, see, I haven't had that, but I have had that fucking horrible feeling in the pit of my stomach when I'm about to go on stage. And then they're like, yeah, we're just going to open with the national anthem. And for whatever reason, I always forget to brush up on the fucking lyrics the day, you know what I mean? Like, I know it's going to happen every goddamn time. I don't know why I don't remember. And then you're just like, ooh, this better go smooth. And you got the fucking drummer who knows the lyrics, which is even worse. Drummers. I don't know. Really, you found that I always loved playing Canada because it's, for starters, it pays really well.
Yeah, it does.
But I can tolerate jerks for the kind of money that they usually pay for those kind of shows.
It's true enough. Yeah.
Fair enough.
Maybe I'm just getting
You're just old now. That's the problem.
Yeah, I'm just too old to be cool, and I don't have much time. Like, I'm sure I enjoyed it in my 20s. But like my 30s, just genuinely, I kind of did not enjoy playing for non-clapping. The the iTunes generation, I call it. Just
I will say I got out of the game when that happened.
Yeah.
Right, like that was it for me. The first time I went and played a show where people were like not appreciative, I'm like, oh well, you can go fuck yourself, sir.
Yeah, as soon as
I was like, I am done.
As soon as it seemed like the kids that when MP3s, like the Napster kids that got like that's when they started discovering music, is when Napster
and free music generation,
right? And so when they started being college kids and like going out to pubs to hear live music, not to hear live music, just going out to pub, the culture was dead at that time, right? And like nobody claps anymore, but like it used to be. Like, I was always kind of cantankerous. I don't know if you remember the story of us up in North.
I do, yeah. I was going to say, hold on, sir. I played with you for many a year, and I don't remember you being a jolly fella ever.
I love where this is going.
100%. Very good at your job? Absolutely.
Well.
Pleasant on the mic? My job.
I've always had a bit more of a sharp reactionary tongue.
Let me give you a point in case now. We were playing at it was actually a really fucking great bar. I wasn't sure when we got there. It was like on our tour thing, right? So you don't really know what you're getting into until you get there.
Right.
And this one was on like a boat pier. Like I don't really know how to explain it. It was dark when we got there, so I was very confused because I just saw boats. You know what I mean? I was like, "Are we playing on a boat?" Like I don't know what this.
Gravenhurst or something.
No, it's far. Where were we, Dave? Where was this? Do you know?
It's
like Windsor area.
That could have been Windsor, or it would have been up north, like North Bay. But I don't think it was North Bay. It was
no,
Windsor.
Not that one. Not that one.
Yeah,
I was thinking of the one that was further, kind of south.
North Bay has a boat restaurant
or Sarnia.
I don't know, maybe.
No, not Sarnia, because that's there. Oh God, we have so many goddamn stories. That's what this podcast should really be. But we would look like vile monsters, so I don't want that. So we're playing this show, and really great crowd. Like everybody's really into it. Those are the good gigs. Like when everybody's just having so much fun that it's just a good time, and you just want to keep it going.
You're feeding off it as well.
Absolutely, yeah. I mean, look, if you're going to see a band or a singer, fucking get into it, because guess what? They'll be better when you do.
100%. That's the energy that every musician is, the unspoken thing that they do it, and that's why they do it, right?
Absolutely. Like, I expect that if I'm playing a dinner show. Yeah. Like if people are just eating and they want me to just play something, light music. But even then, you always get claps and shit like that. It's it's Dave's absolutely right there with the belligerent. Anyway.
So up here.
We're playing this show.
A wharf, perhaps.
Right, a wharf. Yeah, that's probably fair. It's weird. It's a weird place, but it's awesome. I felt like I was in, the American Werewolf in London when they go into that little pub after they've been bit. Okay. It was sort of like that, but just with a bunch of townies. Right. And now that I love playing, I will say I love playing places like that, because they don't get entertainment. Yeah. So when you come, there's a fucking line down the road. Like it's exciting. Anyway, so we're playing this show, and this one, you can tell she's the Fora, right, of this town. She's the hot girl for a town of this size, right? Like for a boat wharf town, she's the hottest. She's probably 20, 21. She's got her boyfriend there, and he's probably 35, 40. Like, there's a difference. She's got a sugar daddy.
Right.
He, throughout the night, is just sitting in the back, and he looks like a businessman. You know what I mean? Like, this is not a fella who's also partaking and enjoying in the evening. He's just there because she wants to hear the band.
Yeah. How much is this going to cost me?
Right. Yeah. Oh, it's going to cost them. So now, the thing that I love about playing little places like that, the owners are always so happy. They will ply you with liquor.
Cool.
We were beyond hammered even before. Like, that was the drunkest I think I've ever played, because I know at one point I had to look at my hands to make sure that I was playing. You know what I mean? I was like, I think I can fumble my way through lyrics and singing anytime, or I can just turn the mic in anytime I don't know and hope the crowd knows.
Yeah.
But I wasn't 100% sure if I was playing the whole night. So
to be fair, we didn't plug your guitar in all night. It was all good.
That's probably the right move. So this hot little tart comes up, and she keeps saying, "Can you play the hip?" And we're like, maybe, you know what I mean? Like, it's not, we're not really a request band, you know, like, it's fine. You know, if you got a request and we play it, we'll try to oblige you.
But like the moment someone does that, when you're in like a high energy kind of like, you're in a set and you're kind of trying to like, and people are having a good time, whatnot, but then you have that one person standing up saying, hey.
Let me grind this to a halt for you.
Yeah.
Right.
It's just like, okay, yeah.
Polite Keith, entertainer, is saying, what was that? Hold on, come on, close. Hip, okay. Everybody want to hear some hip? Yeah. So I go to I'm like, what do you guys know? Do we know? Yeah. Get through a song. Everybody appreciates it. Still good, high energy. Still going. Night goes on. First of all, I'm going to hold on. I'm going to backtrack a little. Everybody like, yeah. I turn, and immediately the first person to my left is Dave, because we're both singers in the band, and I can see Dave doing his Dave face. And he's just stone-faced, and he's like, I don't know why you're fucking placating this bitch, but whatever. Fuck it. All right, one. Anyway, so we do one song, get through, gonna move on to our set. One more song. Can you guys play hip? Hey, play some hip. I go to say, my reaction is like, well, all right, well, and before I can say anything, Dave goes, hey. And the whole place stops because it's loud, and Dave has that Dave dad tone. Just goes, hey, and she stops, and he goes, your pussy doesn't have any power over me here. And the fucking place erupts. And I die laughing. I am in tears. Oh my God, the look on her face. This girl has never been told no by anybody. So for starters, she was probably wildly turned on by Dave at that point.
Yeah, you just tapped into her frequency there, Dave.
Oh my God. But my reaction, I stopped and I looked, I was like, and I look over at her sugar daddy, and I won't be able to do the visual for everyone listening, but goes like this. Oh. And she's just fucking losing it. She starts yelling, but everybody's cheering and laughing at her. And so at that point, you can just see the sugar daddy go, stands up, starts grabbing his jacket, her jacket, while she's trying to yell at Dave, and Dave just
flagging the waitress over to settle the tab.
Dave's just completely oblivious, just tuning as she's talking, and then just ding 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 ding, just starts on the next song. And I don't think we had any songs like that, but to that, and it was one of the funniest moments ever, and to the point where the sugar daddy just has to like, please, sweetie, it's bad enough. I already know this is gonna cost me. Let's just go. And even he's looking at us, nodding like, sorry, I don't know. Look at her. Like, look at me, look at her. What was I gonna do?
I'm not a proud man.
Right. Anyway, that was funny.
Yeah, I know. Like, listen, every show there's people that request that kind of thing, but like, every now and then you just have something that is just going to, enough's enough, and you say something just to like that she didn't need. She's probably a lovely lady, but. Yeah,
I don't think so. No, she's pretty terrible.
That was enough.
We can try to be nice now, but she wasn't. This was not a good person.
No, she sucked. Well, Keith, why don't we could go through? There's different things that lead up to our stories of being in a band and what too. I think one of our first band road trips too. Well, there was a night where Keith and I, when we were rehearsing, we wrote a song.
I know what this one is.
And there's I don't know, you want to tell the reaction, but like there were parts of our band that where Keith and I would really dig into being just disgusting people, but trying to make people laugh. That if they're but I don't if there is an energy out there you want to call it God or whatnot, it was not happy with us.
We set something off that evening. We finish. Steve is sitting in the corner
for, you know what,
a really long time.
Like the kid in the Blair Witch at the end, just facing the wall.
Not even facing the wall, just head down. And I'm like, "Oh, buddy, okay?" And he's like, I don't want to do that song. I was like, "What?" He goes, we can't sing that song." And I was like, "Why?" And that made Dave and I laugh even harder because it was inappropriate, but it wasn't. I've never I mean, look, to give you juxtaposition, I've written a song about abortion. I've written songs about gay trucker love. I've written that one I'll stand behind. I've written I've written some horrific things, and Steve's never said one thing.
He's enjoyed them.
Yeah, he's just happily playing along. He's just that boom, every time.
Going back to your roast, Steve gave one of the raunchiest speeches at your roast.
That's true. Wildly inappropriate.
So it was this guy saying that he didn't want to play the song.
Right. So anyway, we're done rehearsing for the night, and so Dave and I, what we would always do, we would always play this wrestling video game because we've created all these characters, and that's a whole other podcast in itself. But we create our parents to fight each other, just to give you some.
That's
some
an actual
idea.
fact.
Yeah. While Dave and I watch from the outside and let the simulation run. Yeah. Throw in weapons.
Throwing each other's parents, chairs to hit my dad with this.
Now, if it was real, I should just leave the arena and let my dad see what it's like. Anyway, so that night, Dave and I go upstairs. We start playing the game. And he's like, "We should just still do the song." And I'm like, "Yeah, it wasn't bad." I go, "Oh God, hold on." I get up, I have to walk into and I fucking vomit for like a full minute. I wasn't sick.
I've never seen anything like it.
It was crazy.
I've been to farms where, like, when you stand behind a cow and it takes a shit, like where the tail comes up and like just a complete circle of shit comes out of a cow's ass. That is what came out of your mouth. It was just pure.
It's so true.
It was like the Play-Doh Fun Factory.
It was
Yes. And that's a much cleaner way to put it. But it's absolutely true. Like, I wasn't sick. That was the fucking crazy.
You weren't wasted.
Or whatever was up. No, we didn't. I wasn't drinking that night. We were just fucking around rehearsing and shit.
No.
And so
it looked
God,
like Keith
you could tell, was like, got into Steve's ear and said, "You fucking make this stop. You make this stop right now." And Steve's like, "I'll try." He's like that fucking movie Frailty. You know what I mean? Steve's a God-hand killer. And then obviously
it looked like you ate 4 boxes of bran flakes.
True.
But like I don't know.
Awful.
It was just because I was horrified for you because I thought I was going to have to drive you to the hospital.
The worst part is I'm like looking around like confused.
Yeah, you were so confused.
I'm looking around confused while I'm barfing like, what is this? Like, I'm not sick. Like, and it was disgusting. And then we stopped, and Dave's like, "We're never fucking singing that song ever again." I was like, "No, we're not."
That was the lightning bolts.
That was.
It truly was. Yeah, we never played it again.
God was like, "God damn it, I tried to stop you the next one." Even the devil's like, "Guys, I'm not having this shit." Like, fucking.
Devil's like,
you weren't on anyone's side that day.
Oh, shit. All right, well, what else is going on? What's happening this week with you guys?
Ryan?
Again, in sort of the Canadian front, I got to take part for the first time in a very Canadian tradition, which is our readily available medical marijuana.
Ooh. This is interesting.
This is going to come as news probably to Dave and to Keith because I'm like the least drug savvy person. Right. I know you guys look at me. You think like
you clearly
Ryan just walked out of the set of The Wire. Basically.
Like you're listening to hip hop all the time and reciting lyrics.
Yeah. If anybody hasn't seen Ryan, he's sort of like a swollen Jesse Pinkman.
I was in Toronto. I've talked to a few friends about this. I talked to my doctor about it to get myself some marijuana. And I was stunned at how difficult it was not.
Right. I have heard this before.
Holy fucking shit.
You don't care?
No. And like
you look like a reasonable adult. That's why.
No, fuck. And that's I was terrified to go in there because like to put it in like Facebook terms, like I've never been friends with marijuana, but we have a lot of mutual friends.
Right.
So I've been around it a long time, and I've got like a lot of my friends, I'm
contact
pushing,
friends.
Yeah, basically, they're pushing 40, and they're what I call kind of the dad druggies, where they get high at night, but their excuse is like, "Listen, I pay my fucking taxes, okay?
Right. Yeah,
I'm gonna,
whatever." Look, I mean, I'm not. I've always been anti-drug, but I mean, it's gotten to the point now where I'm like, look, it seems certainly no worse than booze or anything else. And if you can accept that you can have a couple drinks like Dave each night, 60 to 70.
A couple. So I go there and I'm terrified because I'm so powerfully uncool. And so like, even when I was 21.
Oh, are you?
Even when I was 21, I was disconnected from the drug scene. Right. And I'm fucking almost 20 years removed from that now. So I'm like terrified. I'm pretty sure they give the weed to everybody, but I think they might think I'm a narc just instantly by the way I walk in there and by the way I talk. And like, I swear to God, I'm so fucking nervous. This thought went through my head as I'm walking there. I'm like, I shouldn't have got my hair cut a week ago. I should have my long curly hair so I can identify with their culture.
Ryan stops on his way to get one of those Rasta wigs to put on.
Jesus Christ.
And I don't know what the fuck to say. I'm gonna like walk in there like,
hello?
Well, how much do you need? I don't know. Three weeds.
I was gonna say, hello? One drug, please.
Yeah, exactly. And I'm terrified they're gonna like ask me like, what do I want? And I'm like, I don't know, like sticky but not sticky, icky. Is that like the measurement? You people, you know.
With all your cool intros, I thought for sure this was your world.
I'm not gonna lie to you. It was like a 15-minute
That's what I'm saying.
walk to the thing, and I was listening to Cypress Hill the entire time. Hello, my name is Dr. Green Thumb.
Jesus Christ.
Just trying to get in that headspace. And so I fucking walk in there.
Like a prize fighter.
Yeah, trying to psych myself up. So I go in there, and I'll say it's 5% shittier than I was expecting.
Okay.
It was it's really busy. Like, as you
right.
Like they're fucking,
of course they are
selling drugs,
and you can just go ahead and get it. Yeah, and there's no repercussions.
So I go in there, and there's a big giant security guard, fucking massive dude. So that's puts me at ease for some reason. Like there's some sort of security there in case shit gets real. And he's like,
I wish this was like when you went to the haunted house and your parents were outside and you had to get them to come get you.
There's white kids with dreads in here. I'm terrified. So,
oh my God.
They had like, are you new here? And I'm like, yeah. They're like, okay, you need to create an account. And I'm like, okay, that sounds like something appropriate. So they hand me the form and I fill out, and I have to like just my name and like my address and like my medical condition. And I put like...
Wait, what medical condition are you giving them?
Gingivitis.
You've got to be kidding.
No, I'm not.
Oh.
No, kidding. Yeah, I'm kidding.
Oh, okay, shit.
It was anxiety. It was anxiety.
Okay, okay.
For legit anxiety. I know, again, you look at me and you think, Ryan guy's got it together.
I can tell you, as someone who also knows, something about anxiety, having a podcast with jackals like us is probably the least.
Actually,
we are 100% the reason that Ryan.
I put the link to the podcast as my reason.
That's a good reason.
That's fair.
I'm like, start with the karate one.
Here, I created a supercut where my friends, my very best friends, ripped the shit out of me for a good. It turned out to be 3.5 hours long.
I had a very jarring memory where I failed my white belt a bunch of times, and they just saw that as Thanksgiving dinner.
Fuck you, whatever. I don't care.
That was great. It was so fucking easy from there. They're like, they gave me a card after like a business card, like the most easily forgeable, duplicatable thing on the planet.
Jesus.
And then they go talk to the guy, and I talked to the guy. He says, "What's wrong with you?" And I said, "Cough due to cold," and basically, he just gave me a strain, and I fucking took it, and I left. And it was like, honestly, like I was looking behind me the whole time. Like, is that it? Is that it? Is that
You're like one of those episodes of that Hard Line with Chris Matthews. Yes. So I can just go after you talk to the thinking you're in the pedophile sting and be like, yeah, you're free to go. Okay, Ryan just walks outside and is expecting 20 cops to tackle him.
Or I'm looking outside looking for a good time.
By the way, bring that fucking shit back. Bring that show back. That was the best thing ever.
Yeah.
That was amazing. I loved it.
So I'm leaving, and they wave goodbye. They're like, "Good to see you again, Mr. Rogan." Just kidding. And I'm so fucking nervous. This is probably the second time I've had drugs on my person in my entire life. So I'm like, I have to take the fucking GO train home from. I'm like, am I a mule? Do I put this in my ass now, or like?
I hope this is where the story goes.
No, I put it in my water bottle. And
I saw when he got here. It was very funny.
And my water bottle has stunk like weed ever since.
Yeah,
then,
that was a terrible idea for you.
It doesn't come out. So every sip of water, I'm like, am I high now?
Oh.
And I'm such a pussy. I sat on it for like a fucking week because I'm terrible at getting high. Like, just picture the scene in Training Day where Ethan Hawke gets PCP by accident. That's me every time I have normal weed, which is why I requested a specific, like, don't, just something that won't punish me mentally for fucking 3 hours.
Right.
So they gave me a lovely, relaxing strain called This Is Permanent.
Okay.
And no, that's not what it's called.
I was like, I don't know anything about this. I will believe you.
Weeds.
Yeah. No. I'm too high to think right now.
Did you get high before you came over? Oh, that would have been amazing.
Shit.
Why don't you get high right now?
I don't have it on me.
Can we please do that next week? Can we watch Ryan get high next week?
Yeah, why not?
Oh,
no,
fuck.
That's funny. I tried it. I tried it in my house by myself.
Yeah, I know. Ryan, I'm not a weed smoker either. Like, when I smoke weed...
When was the last time you did it?
To be honest with you, well, like, I played a couple gigs. Like, I do a toke every now and then, but, like, I would barely do it, like, if I'm a social circle. Just to say I took a hit and, like, something I know wouldn't do it. But, like...
Just because he's a sheep.
Yeah.
For all of his tough talk.
That might have been maybe 6 years ago. Right. The last time I actually sat down, like, back, I had a couple of roommates when I first moved back to Barrie, and they both smoked weed, super sweetheart kids, but, like, they were acclimatized to it. I didn't really drink either, so I smoked weed with them the first night I moved in there, and every time I've smoked, like, more than, like, say 2 or 3 hits, I turned into an absolute paranoid zombie.
Yeah.
And I really want to hear that happen to you.
Oh God, yeah. This was designed for me not to do that, but that's happened to me literally.
Well,
every
this is what
other
I'm
time.
saying. Like, yeah, every time you just turn into like quiet. I don't want to say anything stupid. I don't want, and like I think you get.
Everybody knows I'm high. Everybody knows I'm acting so high right now. Everybody knows, but this is fun.
How great would it be?
This is great
for you to go through that while we're sitting here asking you, Ryan, what's going on next, and just it'd be so good.
So here's the worst part. I've never been high, so I would really, I know I'll overcompensate.
I think we should get Keith high.
Oh God, I don't know what that would.
I think we should get Keith high.
So I don't know if I've ever told this. So it was actually fucking brilliant. So if there's anybody out there, coaches or whatever. So at the time when everybody was kind of just, you know, starting to dabble with weed, I know like some places it's a lot younger, but for us it was like kind of that 17, 18,
38, 39, like
right.
Is that a regular?
I'm saying, but I'm saying like high school time, right?
Yeah.
So anyway, I was kickboxing at the time, and our coach sat everybody down, and they're like, "Hey guys, just so you know, every time that you go to a meet, and this is everybody, like even if you don't have a match that day, like they test everyone, so you got to give a urine sample and you have to give a hair sample, and they're like they'll know if you've done anything, even weed."
Oh, Christ.
So I was terrified of smoking weed, right? Because at the very least, I was like, well, my parents are going to find out, and then I'm going to get in trouble,
right?
Which would not have happened. But but then I'll be like, oh, I'd be kicked off the team and stuff like that. Yeah. So every time I go to a party, so I'll be like, oh my God, guys, I can't be around this. Like, you don't even understand, blah, blah, blah. So anyway, not one time did I ever get tested. No one ever took my urine. This is a fucking 19-year-old kid kickboxing. I was fighting mostly dads, you know what I mean, who just have like pent-up anger. Just they would find somebody like who looks sort of like their son and be like, oh, yes, please. You know what I mean? All you got to do is just avoid that first 30 seconds dad flurry.
And then he's over.
Pointing at you like lobster in the tank. That one.
I would just look across at the guy, you know, little thinning hair or whatever, and he's just excited. I look over in the row and I see his fucking little shit kid who looks kind of like me on his Game Boy, and I'm like, all right, block for 30 seconds and this guy is going to be gassed. But that first 30-second flurry, look the fuck out.
There's some stank.
Yeah, he just yells, why do you hate me, every time we're fighting. And anyway, so it was brilliant. And then I realized much later in life, it wasn't that he was like worried we were going to he just didn't want us doing drugs.
Yeah.
So it was brilliant. It worked perfectly. I never touched anything.
My dad being a pretty rough and tumble cop gave a couple speeches to me too that made me never touch drugs.
Fuck, I never even thought of that. Thought of that.
It's really funny you mentioned like, the block. Did you ever do that? Like you grew up with brothers, right? So. Yeah. And my brother's 10 years younger, so like my dad and I wrestled like for a while, but like I got too big eventually when my little brother was wrestling with him. But it was funny watching my little brothers finally start getting a one up when my dad would get tired.
Those are funny moments, man.
Because your dad, that must have happened with you and your dad.
Yeah, of course.
He got really tired and he left. Just went to the store to get a Gatorade.
So I can tell you two quick stories about that similarly. So first one.
Oh, it's God. It's so bad when I joke and there's a real story behind it.
So true. That's the best part. Is he's on the money. So, just like Eminem, that's my life. And first story is I'm in grade 6, and we're at a friend's cottage. And in front of all his friends too, my brother is goofing around talking. He's like, Keith's fast now. He's like, he's making fun of my dad. My dad's like, oh no, I was always the fastest. And my brother's like, Keith could beat you in a race. And my dad's like, no fucking way. And my dad's friends are all backing him up, like his high school buddies are like, no.
Yeah.
And so then I'm like, all right, let's race. What do I got to lose, right? What's the worst? He's gonna beat the shit out of me for a change. You know what I mean? Best case scenario, I can run away because I'll know that I'm faster. I don't know how I got fast, Dad. And anyway, so and then his friends are chirping off like, put something on the line, put something on the line. Yeah. And so I think he says, all right, when you lose, you've got to do like the lawn every day for the summer. And I'm like, I fucking have to. What do you? All right, we're in front of your friends. Yeah, Dad, I'll have to do it. And so then I'm like, and my brother's smart. He's a fucking smart kid. This is my baby brother too. So he's 5 years younger. So he's only like 9. You know, and he's like, if Keith wins, you got to buy him a Genesis. Oh. And so my dad's like, yeah, what do I care? And I'm like, oh shit, for real? And I was like, okay, I wasn't gonna embarrass you in front of your friends, but now I can't fucking I need this Genesis.
There was literally no greater motivator at that point.
Oh my God, it was new. Like this was not like, you know what I mean? This wasn't
Series 3 Genesis.
Yeah, like I said, I'm only like 14 dad, or so. Like, you know,
got the Randy Marsh on, like wearing jeans and like a work shirt. Is that what's going on?
He's probably got a smoke dangling out of his mouth and a rock in one hand.
Just hear his hamstrings. His hamstrings are just screaming.
No, do not do kidding. This. My brother, as warm-ups, is making me do backflips on the beach, and my dad is in jeans, and like he's in jorts, rolling a fucking joint, and he's got a scotch in the other hand. Even his friends, you can tell, are like, "Ooh, this is."
Maybe stretch out those calves a little bit before you.
Want to do a practice one? Just maybe on your own before you commit to this, because as soon as they hear Genesis, they've all got kids. They know this is now real.
Yep.
Right? Like they're like, "Oh, this isn't funny anymore."
Oh,
what?
Sorry. Yeah.
And then, and so then they start chirping like, well, wait, no, lawn's not enough. Like, you got to get him to do more. And I'm like, fine, whatever. I got to do everything anyway. Whatever you say, man. I'm confident at this point.
Okay, I'll start picking you up when you've had too much to drink, Dad.
So we're on the beach. And I'd love to tell you that it's like Rocky and Apollo when they're racing in part 3, and then we start hugging and dancing in the water when Rocky wins. It's not. It's on your mark, get set. Now here's the thing. I know that when I obliterate him, he's going to call every bit of bullshit.
Yeah.
So I let them say go. My dad takes off, and I just stood there.
No false start on you.
I just stood there, and then bam, off like a fucking rocket. And I can hear him as I'm passing him too. I can hear. I'm like, I got a big fucking smile on my face. I'm like, yeah, Genesis. I'm like, Sonic comes with the game, ironically, Dad.
You're making the coin noises as you go by.
So I just blast past him, and my brother is going nuts at the finish line because he knows he gets a Genesis too.
Your brother's racing along, also beating him.
Oh my God, yeah.
He's coaching you. It's like, good.
So we get to the end, and there's no "you're the best around." No, it's I stop, and I'm not even breathing heavy. Like I'm a kid, right? I'm in good shape. And my dad is just stopped halfway along the beach. His friends aren't saying a fucking word. Nobody's saying nothing.
They're passing around a hat to collect for the Genesis.
So he's just got his head down, and I'm like, I don't want to say anything. I'm like, we're probably not getting a Genesis. And my dad, I'll give him credit. I don't know if it was the friends or whatever. He goes, get in the car. I was like, what? He goes, gonna go get your stupid fucking Genesis. Let's go. And to his credit, it's much like the Christmas tree story. The man was a maniac, but he's got his moments.
Yeah.
Didn't say a word.
Man of principle.
I was waiting
Didn't
for you
say
to
anything. I wasn't gonna press it. I just sat in the car. Me and my brother were just like,
I'm waiting for part 2 of the story, like the moment that you guys are really enjoying the moment you got the Genesis plugged in and started, he just grabs it and throws it at the front window.
I would have been so impressed with him if he did that. No, he just left us alone and went and got drunk with his friends. But I will say there was this moment of, one Genesis, please. You know, okay, $340. Fuck it, man.
It'd be so funny if there was like
the
bare bones set available.
It gets better.
Oh God, I can't wait.
It gets better. My brother, Chirpy McChirpers, it only comes with one controller. My dad goes, what does that mean? What does that mean? And he's like, well, only Keith will be able to play. He goes, how much is another controller? Like $40? Visa comes back out, dropping it down. And then my brother's like, can we get a game? And it's like, shut up.
I don't know if you heard.
Anyway, it was
There's
great.
this zapper gun thing. It's
Exactly.
pretty cool.
So I took it out in the parking lot and then I smashed it in front of him. No, I'm just kidding. Yeah, it was fucking great. And he was a good sport about it. And I will not take that away from me. He was great. It was fun. That was actually a really good one.
Maybe literally the high point of your life and the low point of his life. Just if you were to chart the axis.
That's where this started with the fighting thing.
Yeah.
So sorry, that came maybe it was probably pretty close because I think it was on the tail of my dad still being like,
Dad,
I still got it. You know what I mean? And don't get me wrong. I understand this moment of that my father went through because I think I told Ryan this before. Like I was trained at like an MMA gym, but not like I'm not, I'm fucking 43 years old. This was just to try and stay in decent shape and learn some new techniques and stuff. It's very rare. We're lucky that we have a great mixed martial arts gym in town. I was like, that'd be fun, and it was for a long time until I hit about 40. And then you just can't take these kids anymore. Like your pride gets so hurt.
Yeah.
So I understood where my dad was coming from because similarly to that, I think my brothers and I were wrestling. My dad's like, hey, yeah, let me get in here. And then there's just those couple minutes, right? Like, again, now at this point, I'm kickboxing all the time. Like we're learning, like I know a lot of, I'm trained.
Yep.
You know what I mean? Like he paid for it. He should know that this is, so we both go on our knees, right? Yep. That's how we used to wrestle and shit. It was fine. Yeah. And so it was fine. And then you get, I forgot about it. So
I'm wincing in preparation.
Sure enough, so he's still strong as fuck, right? Like he's a dad and he can, you know what I mean, whip me around. I don't think he was really going at it either. So at one point though, I get his back. And so if anybody knows any kind of jiu-jitsu, I mean, I'm certainly no expert, but I know what to do, and my dad doesn't, right? So first thing I do is I lock in my legs, and I've got a choke. So it's across his belly. I'm trying to explain this the best I can. I've got my one leg wrapped up around his stomach, and it's behind my knee, my other knee, so that I can squeeze it and I can hold him there. Like once you get somebody in that, you can't. Unless you know how to shrimp out of it, you just can't. Like you're locked in. And so then he starts using both hands to focus on my leg. So that's when I just slide the forearm across his neck, grab my bicep behind his head, and just start to breathe in. And then you hear...
please tell me you sang a little lullaby while you're never saying you.
But the worst part is my brother knows what's coming because I've done this to him 1,000 times. And so you can hear my brother on the back. He's like, oh, and my dad's like, no. And he starts doing that. No, I'm good. And then you hear, and then he starts like shaking his arms. So I just let go, and he's like, he's doing the gasp. And he just got up and went in the house. It's so funny. I wish I had the wherewithal to I could have got like a PlayStation at the time or something, but no. So that was it. That was the last time. No more.
Well, you wonder why your dad.
Last time
I checked out. You're like, my asshole kid just tried to fucking kill me. Here I was trying to have a father-son moment, and this stupid shithead choked me out.
We're wrestling. Whatever.
You just choked out your dad, man. You're still supposed to love him and not knock him out.
That's a rear naked choke.
Yes, that's what I was doing. I thought we were
like Xavier plays.
I'm like,
you and Xavier are playing swords, and all of a sudden he takes out a sharpened piece of plastic and just comes at you with it. Whatever, we're play fighting.
In this case, Dave, it would be a real sword.
Yeah.
Right. Keith had real training.
That's right.
See, maybe that's my thinking, because my son and I, look, my son's 14, built like Michael Phelps.
Yeah.
And is 6'1" at 14 years old. This is a big kid. He has caught me on the jaw when we're goofing around. And I'm like, fuck, that's a good goddamn hit, man. We're done. Like, I'm not going any further here because I do not need to go unconscious.
Yeah, you're not putting any consoles on the line. No video game consoles. No.
I was going to say, I want to see a little bit of a race on a beach there. That would be pretty great.
Yeah, no. Between me and my son, that's bad on both our parts. He grew too fast, so he's like a giraffe. When the giraffe runs, you know what I mean? You just see those big clumsy legs. He'll still win. Yeah. There's no doubt about it. Even my youngest, she's the little athlete. Like, if we're walking home from school and she just starts goofing around like, can't catch me. And I'm like, yeah, oh, fuck, no, I can't. Like, she just bolts. She's got little fucking arms going, ooh, 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 ooh. And she's like looking behind, smiling. And I'm like, no, sweetie, that's it. I can't catch you.
You're literally minutes. You're missing, technically, at this point.
Yeah. Like, I was like, you have to do what I'm supposed to do and let me catch you if you want this game to continue.
I can't wait till one of Dave's daughters kicks his ass.
Oh. They already do. My second one, my first one grew up like she's a lot like me, and she's got the very much to be honest with you, I actually grew up
husky little lesbian.
No, she actually. I grew up. I think this is where it all turned. Like, I've kind of made the turn, but I grew up like a really super sensitive and really empathic like little dude, right? So I grew up by a single lady, so I was always thinking about what other people were feeling. I still do.
Oh,
but like,
dude, your daughters are sweethearts. Yeah, I'm not accusing anybody of anything. I know you have not ruined them yet. Thank God for D.
That's right. And so anyway, she's amazing. The second one, I have no. There's just no stopping her. She is a force of nature, and like, she does what she wants when she wants it, and like, to be damned, and like, she will jump on you and like latch her arms around you and like think it's the funnest thing. Like,
amazing.
She'll like, yeah, when she's running on my shoulders or on my back, she'll use my eye sockets as something to hold on to. And like, daddy, ow, ow, and she's like, ha 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 ha, and like, it's all fun. But
he whispers in your ear, "I got you, bitch."
Yeah, exactly. That's her, and she
I
does.
Own your pussy. You're like, oh Jesus, what the hell does that mean?
Yeah.
So that's, you know what? Let's okay. So what about that? Like, so you're saying like those kind of moments, because those are funny for me when I find my kids, like, where I'm just like, fuck, there's no doubt about it. That's my kid.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, and I think they've all got their moments, but Quinn especially, because she's kind of, you know, she's a little daddy's girl and stuff like that. Like, I
think Quinn's the most like you.
I think so too. Like, yeah. So, I mean, they've all got parts of both of you, right? It's the best thing about kids. But when you see those moments, it's so fucking fun.
Yeah.
So one was Quinn was coming down, and in my house, I've always taught my kids, you can swear. Like, it doesn't, I don't, I'm like, words, you give words meaning, you know, I was like,
love where this is going.
But what I'm saying is, I'm like, if you give words weight, if you don't give them weight, then they can't hurt you. Right? So, like, when kids say shit to them, it can't bug them if they're like, that's not a big crazy word for them. Yep. Just don't swear at school. You know, they know that there are rules. And they don't. They're really good about it. So we took away the magic of it, and whatever. For better or for worse, I have no fucking idea if this is good or bad, but that's the way I did it. And so anyway, there's one morning where she's only 5 at this time, maybe. And I'm like, Quinn, come on, babe. It's like, we got 5 minutes. I got to get you to school. She walks down the stairs just stomping, you know, and she's got no pants on. She's just in her underwear and a T-shirt. And she goes, looks me dead in the eye, puts up her arms, and she goes, if I could find my fucking pants, we could go to fucking school. And then she just turns around and stomps back upstairs. And I was like, fucking good on ya. I was like, that is the exact appropriate time to use that language, young lady.
If only she punctuated it with sir.
Right.
That would have been glorious.
So, and then just another quick one to just give you a glimpse of how amazing Quinn is. To touch on Dave's thing there. We're sitting around the dinner table, and I'm chirping on her. I'm just poking fun, just little, you know, dad shit, right, at kids. And she's not taking any of the bait. She's just sitting there. She's just eating her cereal, calm and collected. Just none of my thing. She's got her armor up, and nothing's going to affect her. And my son's got his little friend over.
Needs.
What was that?
She knows she needs this dinner time.
You need this armor in this family.
Fuck, of course. Yeah, absolutely. Whatever. You're going to be a good person. And so she's eating. And I'm chirping on her, and she doesn't say anything. She just stops at one point. She goes, "Ugh, no wonder your dad left." And then I start laughing. The best part is, my son has a friend over who doesn't know us, right? Like, and he stops and goes, he gasps and he goes, "That's not, is that true?" And my son's Xavier's laughing so hard, he's like, "Yeah." And then he goes, "Oh my God." He was like, "Oh," and I'm like, I've never been prouder. I was like, that was the best fucking burn ever. So anyway, yeah.
If you throw one punch in the fight, throw a good one.
Yeah, it was a knockout. I was like, "You won. I'm stopping."
That's amazing.
It was great.
My kids aren't quite there yet. They're 5 and 3, but they're slowly but surely gaining their wit, and it's pretty awesome to see. They're just at that cusp. Addie's like turning into a 5-ager, and and Lucy now is just full on starting to be able to talk and describe to her how shitty she thinks we all are. So it's amazing. I'm excited. I think Lucy's going to be just kind of like Quinn, second, and she's just going to be that one that's just going to tell, like, she's just going to put her sister in her place so many times, and Addie's going to feel every emotion of it because Addie's genuinely loved and grew up as a thoughtful young lady, and so Lucy's going to grow up just as the alpha and just take her down.
Yeah, it's funny. Well, that's the way it was always with my kids too. Quinn was always the alpha, and Xavier always just wanted to protect her. He's just the sweetest kid in the world, right? So he was always trying to help her, and she's always just like, "Nah," and just like giving him that pinky push off his forehead. That's it, you know what I mean? He's making her hold her pocket as she's walking around.
That's it.
And he's like, "Oh, fuck, I guess I got to do this." She's like, "You're going to race Dad out on the beach, and you're going to get us a new PS4, and I'm going to sell it, and the money's mine. Now go run, you gazelle." Wicked. Anything else for you, Davey?
I am satisfied. Thank you.
Yeah, no problem. Ryan, anything else you want to add?
Still high.
No, you aren't. No. Okay, everybody. Thank you very much for listening. We'll see you next week. Bye-bye.
Woke up early inside of my cab with a thirst that I can't shake. I know we said no strings attached. It's a vow that I can't make. You told me I was the best that you had. Your voice was the sweetest I heard. The only thing I want to hear from you is those beautiful words. Gay trucker love, I need my gay trucker love. Gay trucker love. Gay trucker love. Never met a woman who talks so sweetly, or one who said the thing that you said. I like the way your beard tickles me when you're down there giving me some hair down the highway, booking down the 109. Gotta make this delivery, man, 'cause you're back, but you're smelling fine. I need my gay trucker love. I want my gay trucker love. Gay trucker love. Gay trucker love. Truckers say they don't ride the Hershey Highway and they're happy with the girly porn. Well, I say that's all well and good, but me, I'm happy blowing on my horn on the highway. Lets me know you're never alone. With a wink and a smile and another quarter mile, I'll be basking in my man's cologne. Oh, I need my gay trucker love. I want my gay trucker love. Gay trucker love. Me and my man decide to call it quits. This loving sure is taking its toll. My heart breaks at every rest stop. Thank you, Lord, for the glory hole.